Hello, my name is Keeley and you're watching my booktube channel. So today I am going to be doing a book haul for you and I am so excited because I have been wanting to do this book haul forever, but it was so hard because some of my books were at college and some of them were at home, so I couldn't do it. But now, as you can tell, I'm back with my shelves. I am home for Thanksgiving and also I just got a haircut today. This is the shortest my hair has ever been and I'm actually really loving it. So yeah. So this is a collective book haul probably from the months of maybe August to now. There's about, I think, 13 books on this and they're all super exciting and I have read some of them, but let's get on into it. The first book I have to show you is Ella Enchanted by Gail Carson Levine. This one my little sister gave to me because I was reorganizing her bookshelf and I saw this and I was really excited because I loved the movie, so she told me I could have it. And I have already read this and I already wrapped it up, so you can go look at my, I think it was October wrap up. I will link it here or something and you can go check that out if you want to see my thoughts on it. And yeah, it's really short, and if you don't know about this, this is about a girl who is cursed with the gift of obedience. So no matter what anyone tells her, she has to do it. So as you can see, that would cause some problems. The next thing I have here is actually a graphic novel, and that is The Walking Dead Volume 1 by Robert Kirkman and Tony Moore. I love The Walking Dead so much, and so I decided that I'm going to start collecting these. There's like 24 of them out right now or something. It is crazy. But I decided that I would jump right in, even though I have never read a comic book or a graphic novel, so fingers crossed I like it. But it's very promising because I like The Walking Dead and it's just typical like black and white, you know, standard issue you got going on there. And if you don't know, this is about a zombie apocalypse and that's about it. That's all you need to know, really. The next book I have here I have already talked about a few times in other videos, and that is Library of Souls by Ransom Riggs. Oh my gosh, this is the third and final book in the Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children series. This is one of my favorite trilogies ever. I love these books so much. If you don't know, it follows a boy named Jacob who grows up hearing these crazy and strange and peculiar stories from his grandfather talking about this school or house that he grew up in with these kids that had different gifts. And one day something happens to his grandfather, so Jacob decides to go visit this home to see if his grandfather's stories are actually true, and it takes off from there. And if you don't know, Ransom Riggs finds pictures and writes the story around the pictures, and it is so cool, and it's not creepy like you probably think it is, because as soon as I saw these books when they first came out, I was like, oh, that looks really creepy, but it's not at all. It's just so fascinating, and his writing style is so cool. So if you haven't picked up this series yet, definitely go do that. The next book I have here is Another Day by David Levithan, and this is like the sequel to Every Day, and this is actually the same story but in the girl's point of view. If you don't know, Every Day follows this being called A. It's neither a boy or a girl, and every day they wake up in a different body. And one day they wake up in a guy's body named Justin, and he's dating this girl Rhiannon, and A ends up falling for Rhiannon, and so they have to figure out how to find their way back to Rhiannon every day while they're in a different body. And so this one is just from Rhiannon's point of view, and I'm really excited, and I actually got it signed by David Levithan when I met him back in September, and it says, "To Keeley Joe, enjoy reading from another point of view, David Levithan." The next book I have here is Second Chance Summer by Morgan Matson, and I don't know much about this book other than the fact that it'll make you cry like no other book has before. That's all I really know about it. That's all I've heard people say about it, is that it makes you cry, but it's really good. And also in September I got to meet her, and she signed it. It says, "To Keeley Joe, with every good wish, XO Morgan Matson," and she was literally the nicest person. And I have read Amy Rogers' Epic Detour by her, so I'm so excited to get to this book too. The next book I have here is Beauty Queens by Libba Bray. This is my first Libba Bray book that I have ever owned. I was going to meet her back in September also, but her line was ginormous, so I didn't get the chance to. But I did pick this up, and I'm really excited. From what I've heard, I think it's about these beauty queens, that their plane crashes on an island or something, so you can imagine the chaos that ensues after that. But I'm really excited. I've heard great things about this book as well. The next book I have here is Happy Face by Stephen Emond, and there's also art in this. It's like told crazy, and he drew those as well, and he's a very talented artist. I don't really know anything about this book, but when I saw it back at the fair that I was at, I was really intrigued by it, just the way it is written and the style and all the art that's thrown in, and so I picked it up, and I really like this cover because yellow and smiley faces, I mean, come on. And also I bought this copy signed, so that's really neat too. I'm really excited to get to this and see what it's all about. The next book I also picked up at the Texas Teen Book Fest back in September, and that is The Forest of Hands and Teeth by Carrie Ryan. I bought this copy signed, and I also got to meet her, and I got another book signed by her. And this one, I've just heard really good things about it. I don't know what it's about. I think maybe zombies. I don't know. But also, it just got option for a movie, and the main character that's going to be in the movie is Macy Williams from Game of Thrones, so that's really neat. And so I'm very excited to get this one. I think it's a trilogy, and the books are very short, so it shouldn't take that long, and I bet it's really fast paced because, I mean, look at that cover. Look at that cover. This next book, everyone and their mom has been hauling since it came out, and that is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, the illustrated edition by J.K. Rowling, illustrated by Jim Kay. And oh my gosh, this is ginormous. I cannot even imagine what Order of the Phoenix is going to look like. That is going to be so heavy. Like, literally, you'll be able to lift weights with that because it is going to be ginormous. I actually have not looked at any of the illustrations yet because I am waiting till I read the book so I can experience as I'm reading it, because I feel like that'll just boost this book up like 100%. So it's beautiful and ginormous, and I might read it in December. I am so excited because I really am very tempted to just look at all the illustrations already. The next book I have here is The Infinite Sea by Rick Yancey, and this is the sequel to The Fifth Wave, and it's a trilogy, I believe. The third one's coming out very soon, which I'm excited about, and The Fifth Wave is one of my favorite books of all year, so of course I had to get the sequel. It's a lot shorter, but I'm still just as excited to read this as I was the first one, so hopefully I get to this one soon. And if you haven't felt these covers, they are so nice. They're like the velvety type, and they just feel so good. The next book everyone has also been hauling, and that is Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard, Book 1, The Sword of Summer by Rick Riordan. And this is the first book in his new series, which is about the gods of Asgard, and my favorite superhero is Thor, and I love Loki, so I'm so excited to dive more into this mythology so I can learn more about it, because I love Thor, so I need to know more about him, and I've heard amazing things about this book, and I've heard that it's really funny, so I'm really excited to get to it. But I'm sad because I still have other series of his that I need to read, so I'm going to read those first before I read this one, even though I don't have to. But I would just feel better if I read in publication order, just because I feel bad that I haven't read those yet. And also, I think this is my favorite book cover by him, like, ever. It is beautiful. This next book is not a surprise either, and that is Life and Death by Stephanie Meyer, which also comes with Twilight by Stephanie Meyer. So basically, it's 2 books in one, and if you haven't heard, first of all, are you living under a rock? And second of all, this is the same story of Twilight, just gender swapped. So Edward is Edith, a girl, and Bella is Beau, a boy. So I'm really excited to see if the characters change and their attitudes and the way they are just based on their gender. And I'm really excited to read this because Twilight has a special place in my heart, so of course I had to get this one as soon as I heard about it. This next book I have already read, and it is going to be one of my favorites of 2015, and that is Illuminae by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, and I don't even know how to put into words what this book is. Like, you really just have to read it for yourself. I recommend going into it not really knowing anything, because that's how I went into it, and it was just incredible. And if you haven't seen it yet, it's like written in so many different ways, like emails, chat room messages, like just craziness has ensued in the writing of this book, and it is amazing, and it just goes by so fast. And this cover though, and wait, you haven't even seen the best part. Look at that. It's even beautiful underneath. This is honestly like the most beautiful book I've ever seen, and it is beautifully written, and it's so interesting, and I cannot wait until the sequel to come out. They're all going to be so beautiful, and also there's going to be a movie about this too, so go and read it so you can see the movie and enjoy its awesomeness. This next book was sent to me by my mom's best friend because my mom's best friend is actually friends with this author, and that is Cinderella Shoes by Shauna Slayton. And she actually sent it to me signed as well, and it says, "To Keeley, follow love, Proverbs 4:26, Shauna Slayton." And it also has a sparkly little Cinderella shoe. And the first book in the series is called Cinderella's Dress, and it follows this girl who is actually the owner of the real Cinderella's dress. And when she finds that out, apparently like craziness ensues, and I think this is set during World War II, World War I, something like that, I believe. So I'm really excited to read these because Shauna Slayton is so kind. I have talked to her, and like I said, my mom's best friend is friends with Shauna Slayton, so I'm really excited to read these. And also the covers feel great and they're beautiful. Like, let me show you the first one. Look how beautiful these are together. Like, seriously, they're so pretty. And the last thing I have to show you is another graphic novel, and that is Saga Volume 1 by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. And I just had to pick this up because I saw it for $10 and everyone has been talking about it. And like I said, I've never read a graphic novel, but for some reason my mind was like, buy all the graphic novels even though you don't know if you like them. And this is pretty graphic. I'm trying to find a page to show you that's not graphic. The art style looks really cool. I like how I pretend like I know what I'm saying, but really I have no idea anything about art style or graphic novels or anything. But I've just heard that this is amazing and so much fun and so intense, so I'm really excited to read this as well. So I'm not going to be able to lift this up because I'm sitting down, and also it's like a million pounds on my lap right now. But these are all the books that I bought in the last few months, and I know they're backwards so you can't see them, but I just showed them all to you, so you're good, you're good. But yeah, let me know if you've read any of these and what you thought of them and which ones I need to get to ASAP, even though I've read some of these, but I know there's others on here that I really need to read soon because they're all so good. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!